Vertical Aerospace, some big moves ahead. Are they or are they not? Let's find out. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. You know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs. And today I've got great update on Vertical Aerospace. You can see right next to me the aircraft VX4 in a little artist impression. And I will be giving you some exclusive news coming for next week. I've got directly from Vertical Aerospace. So let's just give it a few seconds because we have a big audience coming from the previous event. Thank you everyone for joining me. Let's wait when they are joining us. And actually, in the meantime, why don't I offer you a very nice footage from nobody else than Vertical Aerospace. Again, this is what happens when you have a great relationship or great relations with your partners. So Vertical Aerospace, this is the piloted test flight phase, currently completed. We'll talk about it in a very second. We are waiting for the audience coming from the figure IPO. Let's give it a few more seconds and then I will start talking. So what is Vertical Aerospace? Well, Vertical Aerospace, you who follow our channel, you know that Vertical Aerospace is a manufacturer of an eVTOL aircraft. eVTOL stands for, well, VTOL stands for vertical takeoff and landing. And we've got a figure audience in. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's just quickly check the chart. What is the chart doing? We are stagnating and we are consolidating probably on $33.95 mark. You are just joining Vertical Aerospace Investor Update. As you can see, the footage right next to me, or the chart is not showing. Okay, let me just fix this quickly. How are we going to... I will do it as we talk. Current price is $33.91. I don't know why my chart is not showing, but I will fix this shortly for you. I can see it right on the screen. So, what you can see here is the VX4 aircraft. It's an eVTOL aircraft. What is an eVTOL? Well, VTOL stands for vertical takeoff and landing. The E there is for electric. So basically this is a hybrid between electric helicopter and electric airplane. This aircraft has massive advantage that it can take off in very small area and land as well. So massive advantage for cities and very densely populated areas. This is the main purpose of this aircraft. And Vertical Aerospace are, with their VX4 aircraft, the only competitor on the eVTOL market now. Hang on, I'm getting Martyn calling in. Is that to me? Martyn? Just 1 second. Martyn, are you calling to me? Okay, that wasn't to me, that's fine. Sorry about that. Right, so this is designed for cities, basically. This is supposed to be one step ahead of the current, say, very luxury taxis, cabs and stuff. Basically, this is designed to fight congestions. If you live in a big city, or if you ever been to Los Angeles, New York, London, Berlin, you name it, you know that congestions can take easily hours of your life. So when you are a high-profile manager, or if you are basically, if your time is so valuable and you are trying to get from the center to airport or from point A to point B, can easily be stuck in the traffic for even a couple of hours. It doesn't matter what mean of transport you choose because you are still moving in 2 dimensions. This very aircraft is gonna move you in 3 dimensions. So rather than being stuck for 1.5 hours in the traffic, you can reduce your travel time down to mere 10-15 minutes. This is the main advantage of this aircraft. Also, it's quieter. You know, especially New York and Los Angeles audience, that helicopters can be fairly loud. This is very quiet. So just to, this is just a quick introduction to what we have. Vertical Aerospace, we have great relation, as I already said, because we have the figure audience joining in and you missed the start. I've got some exclusive news coming directly from Vertical Aerospace and we will have some good updates and I believe we will get some great big news next week. So bear with me, stand by. At the end of the video, or the closer to the end we will be coming, the more you will find out. So what we've got here, I've got some notes. Yes, obviously I used AI, but I didn't use AI for my research. You found out, those who watched my Archer update on the stock on the company moves and at it early in the week, you know that it was full of mistakes. I'm using AI basically just to compile this mess into something neat and more better formatted and with less typos and mistakes. So these are my notes. Yes, I am using AI. I work with AI. AI doesn't work for me, or how to say that. Basically, I'm just seeing the chat. Yes, EVTL is the ticker symbol. Yes, correct, EVTL. So let's have just a quick review of what's going on. Market sentiment and financial moves. eVTOL market sentiment has cooled off. Those who follow us, you know that there's basically not enough catalyst that would be fueling the positive sentiment toward any eVTOL manufacturer. And you could see it in past weeks. Joby, Archer, they had some good news. The stock popped on the market open 5-10%, and it got immediately in 5 minutes, it sold off. So this is clear indicator that there's not enough fuel to keep the investor sentiment high or the market sentiment high. And also, it's a bit of conspiracy from me, but I wouldn't be surprised. If we see some businesses, they have very good setup for future, and they are very close to their revenue phase. They are the last minutes of their pre-revenue phase. You really, as an institution, want to jump in. And you want to jump in before the revenue phase, before it all shoots up. And you really want to jump in for much better price. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was certain way of market manipulation again. So I think we have few days, maybe few weeks, and then the whole eVTOL market, the sentiment will start getting better, and the whole eVTOL market will start going up again. So this is not financial advice, but we have reasonably good entry point as an investor. At least I do. That's my own strategy. We have some unpleasant news. Usually, dilutions or offerings are facing or are followed by some unpleasant reaction. However, recently the reaction was muted. We had about 100 million worth of ordinary shares offered at the market. So that means the dilution was already shelved, dilution was filed, and now it was applied, it was exercised. So average price was 451, and basically the shares are gradually distributed to the open market. So it's not a massive dilution. It's not like boom and the stock, your value of shares is dropping immediately. So this is giving Vertical Aerospace a good runway of a good boost of another $100 million. Well, why is this? Because they want to extend their runway, which currently was estimated to be until summer next year. We have more funds for research and development, which I will touch shortly, and we have more operational money as well. We have some price targets. Actually, I will bring it on the screen. This is just a scope of the basic price targets. We have some targets from analysts and some targets from investor websites. We have tip ranks. The average is 1160. Stock analysis 1083 average. Market beat 1043. Zacks 984 and investing.com 997 average. You can see the range. Some analysts are not happy with Vertical Aerospace, but we can see the sentiment is fairly optimistic. So again, great indicator for you and me as a retail investor. So the takeaway, analysts put consensus target around $10 to $11 with highs near $15, which was the previous, this has been pretty much the sentiment, the consensus across the whole year. So this is not changing too much. Vertical Aerospace have achieved recently key technical and operational milestones. Well, we brought you update exclusively again. We were there first on Tuesday. Vertical Aerospace completed phase 3 of piloted wing-borne flight, testing of their VX4 prototype. The very footage from the phase 3 is there. Phase 3 was basically the VTOL aircraft, which can move in vertically and horizontally, was moving only horizontally, because the transition from vertical to horizontal is fairly complex, and there's a lot you need to coordinate. So that's the last step. But the step before, they now achieved and completed, and they are very comfortable with the performance of the aircraft as well as the safety, because they flew over 250 miles cumulatively, and they achieved flights over 40 miles per sortie. That is sending me strong message. They are very confident with the performance and safety of the aircraft. The testing included speeds of about 120 knots and altitude, which is about 220 kilometers. That translates to 140 something miles per hour, and the altitudes of 2,000 feet, about 600 meters. This testing phase, the completion of the test phase, validated aerodynamic models, handling characteristics, noise and acoustics as well. I already mentioned that this aircraft is very quiet, and obviously safety systems. And Vertical Aerospace are now preparing for their phase 4, which will be the fully transitional from vertical to horizontal and back to vertical again. So what we can see to be happening shortly. We have potentially, there is a negative downside, potential further dilution. The shelved dilution, the filing was worth of $200 million, or I think 200 million shares. So there could be happening more dilution along the way. However, this is a little tip from me, who's been following Vertical Aerospace in and out. Historically, don't follow this as a financial advice, but it's a fun fact for you as an investor. Historically, Vertical Aerospace do exercise their dilution or offering before big events, before big catalyst. Historically, I'm not saying it can happen. Yes, Martin, I can see your message. Yes, I'm good for that. I'm not saying it's going to happen next time, but a little cue and little fun fact for you as an investor. So potentially more dilution. There are also some warrants that can be exercised mainly by the owner, Martyn Capital. Aircraft 2 waiver extension. An aircraft 3 waiver pending from UK Civil Aviation Authority, not yet publicly confirmed. Well, we know that the waiver for the aircraft 2, which you can see there, there's their very now piloted aircraft, test aircraft, the waiver has been extended. So the phase 4, when we can start moving in all directions, can happen anytime now. They can fly tomorrow, as early as tomorrow. They can also give a few weeks. They might be waiting for aircraft 3, which is the second piloted aircraft. And I wouldn't be surprised once they get waiver from the CAA, we would see this beauty flying in tandem flight with the other beauty as well. So again, once they start doing back-to-back flights, amazing news, massive news for the investors. We also know about certification aircraft that may already be in assembly, and this could be revealed, or this should be revealed by the end of the year. No confirmation, but again, next week we should get some more update on this, and we should probably get some certain timestamp and a date on this. And we know also that Vertical Aerospace are not only flying purely on electrics, because this beauty, the VX4 aircraft, flying on electrics, on batteries, has fairly limited range. It can do up to 150 miles, as designed. However, if you put in a hybrid power unit, we can achieve up to 1,000 mile range. So we are basically tenfolding the whole market eVTOL electric range. We are now tenfolding. So this could be used for emergency services, defense, which I wouldn't be surprised we get some update and some news on next week in the event I'll tell you about shortly. Defense, haul or transport, intracity, is it intracity, extracity, transportation and more. So this is expected to come first quarter 2026. And obviously the biggest event in the very short term, Capital Markets Day. New York, September the 17th, next Wednesday afternoon. It's expected, but not publicly confirmed on investor relationship yet. That's why I don't use AI for my research, because, believe it or not, I've got my research right here directly, not from Vertical Aerospace, but from the CEO of Vertical Aerospace. Let me put it this way. So this is the agenda. I'm not sure if I can show it on the screen, but we might be, well, there's a big chance. Well, we will be broadcasting this. We'll be bringing this to you. And I am expecting some big updates from Vertical, to be honest. I'm expecting some big updates on their defense side and on their hybrid power unit as well. So the event starts 2 p.m. of New York time. It's Eastern. That will be 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. European. I don't know what's in what is it in Australian, but you can do the conversion. And we have the best people of Vertical Aerospace talking about Vertical Aerospace. We have Donald Slattery, the chairman of the board. He'll be talking probably about certification and airworthiness. Then we have the CEO himself, Stuart Simpson. We also have Patrick Kai, new board member. Decades of experience with certification and in the certification regulatory industry of the whole environment. Decades. Former EASA, which is European Airworthiness or Air Regulatory Body. And he spent around a decade in his last Director General position. So, vast experience. There'll be some Q&A. I'm very, very intrigued in the Q&A. Then we have Jim Morrison, Chief Risk Officer. He is there for lessors, for Avalon. So, these will be the operative. These will be their clients using their aircraft, moving passengers around the world, in the cities around the world. And then we have another one, the voice of customer, the operator, founder, Air Asia Group, Sri, Tony Fernandez, and in conversation with Savi Sith. Then we have Michael Chervenka. Those who follow us, you know that I've been to an air show, the biggest British air show, and I met up with Vertical Aerospace, and we brought you exclusive interview, the most complex interview and comprehensive in terms of updates on the aircraft. This was done with Michael Chervenka. He was amazing, Chief Commercial and Strategy Officer. This was the easiest interview I probably will ever do in my life. Michael was so excited and so deep into it that I just asked a question and he just went. He just went with it. And then at one point, he actually started questions himself. I loved it. That was the best moment of the whole interview. But interview full of interesting information, not only for Vertical Aerospace, but the whole eVTOL market. Updates, and it will get you better understanding of the whole eVTOL technology and concept. And then we have David King, Chief Engineer. And then we have Professor Scott Galloway and Lord Andrew Parker. He's a board member, former MI5 Director General. So we might hear some defense update from him. The whole event should be between 2 and 3 hours. Again, I don't know to what extent we can bring it to you. It's still in pending with Vertical Aerospace, but we'll definitely bring you some update on it. Even if you are not invested in Vertical Aerospace, these conferences are full of interesting updates. So definitely you don't want to miss this. Let's get back to my notes. So I think this will be massive catalyst next week, Wednesday. And then we have just summary here of the timeline of the milestones along the way. So successful transition flight of VX4. I can see this happening as early as this month, actually. I think my estimate is 2 to 4 weeks away. Then we enter the phase 4 when we do the full transition flight. No doubt you will see an update here first from us or from me. And then we are waiting for the waiver for aircraft 3. So then we have 2 operational aircraft doing their test flight back to back, more than likely back to back. We will see daily flights back to back. They have 2 experienced pilots who flew already the aircraft, and then, which I can actually show you on the screen. I love this footage, it's amazing. And then we have the certification aircraft reveal, which is happening hopefully end of the year. Again, that will be massive catalyst for the investor sentiment around the company. And then we have hybrid propulsion demo tech. If it's confirmed, is expected to be first quarter of 2026. And this is the point where Vertical Aerospace will go out and they'll be addressing institutional partners. So this is the point where Vertical Aerospace, or when Vertical Aerospace can actually get some big animal supporting them. They can get good parent company, or they can get good institutional or automotive or aerospace partner in their back. So again, as early as first quarter 2026, by then we have these 4 good milestones that will be moving the sentiment. And obviously the Capital Markets Day as early as next week. I've got a note here, new strategic partnerships, Middle East defense vertiports. This is also Vertical Aerospace will be piggybacking on the whole eVTOL market sentiment. So again, if Archer, Joby, EHang, you name them, are doing well, Vertical Aerospace obviously will do well as well on the back of the whole eVTOL market. So the Mid-East venture is going to happen in next 2-3 months, and then the whole eVTOL market will start building up again. And obviously, as I already mentioned, the biggest event, look at this little cheeky sod, look at that, look at ChatGPT. Capital Markets Day, September the 17th, with potentially major news. We will be covering this live exclusively on Martyn Lucas Investor. By the way, yeah, look at that, look at that. That's why I don't use AI too much, yeah, because it can sometimes take over and yeah, be a bit cheeky. So this is Vertical Aerospace. This is the update. Definitely tune in next week, Wednesday, to the conference. Because even if you are not invested in Vertical Aerospace, and you are interested in eVTOLs and aerospace and new technologies, we can see this, maybe not this company in particular, but there are many big animals on the eVTOL market. We have Joby, we have Archer, which we cover pretty much daily recently. We have EHang, we have Eve, we have Beta Technologies. This advanced air mobility, this big pot of advanced air mobility manufacturers is very interesting concept. And we see this as being the new Tesla. Look back 10 years. Where was Tesla? Nobody believed in Tesla. Only few enthusiasts and fans believe, and investors believed in Tesla. Where is Tesla now? They are leading the electric vehicle market. They have been giving the trend to everyone. They have been setting the trend, sorry. They have been coming up, they have been pioneering, they have been coming up with new concepts, with new ideas, and now everyone is trying to catch up Tesla. Yes, we have some manufacturers, they are now finally catching up Tesla, but it took a whole decade. Here, now, right now, we are at the early stage of the new Tesla and the new Tesla technology. So these flying taxis, as people like to call them, I hate it, but basically this is the future of city and maybe extra city transport as well. Emergency services and defense and haul and whatever, you name it. Definitely tune in, hit the like button, be part of this. Subscribe to Martyn Lucas Investor. Also, if you want to follow me, if you want to keep up to date with all these news, with all these eVTOLs, here is my X account. The handle is eVTOL Hub at eVTOL HUB. Follow me, and I'm bringing you updates and news multiple times a day. I'm giving you analysis. I'm giving you, sometimes I give you price targets. I'll give you fun facts. I give you updates. I give you some interviews or news updates, you name it, whatever you want. So definitely, if you want to follow me and keep up to date, the handle is at eVTOL HUB. And I think that's it. This is the last few seconds of the amazing footage of the VX4 aircraft. By the way, since we have great relationship with Vertical Aerospace, you might see some original footage of this aircraft from me soon as well. I'm not saying anything. Right. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it from me. You will see some updates probably on Monday I'll give you more updates when I know when I get the agenda and when I get more details about that conference. But seeing the noise around the conference, I am expecting some big news. I'm not saying buy, but if I was an investor, if I was an analyst, paid for that, and I had all my disclaimers, I would probably, well, I would say Vertical Aerospace currently is a strong buy. Again, this is not financial advice, it's just my own opinion, but I'm following it. You could see the title, the thumbnail of the video said, I've got 1,500 shares of Vertical Aerospace. What to do now? Well, I'm holding and I'm buckling up for a good ride. So you could hear it, you could hear all the updates, you got all the news, you got all the milestones coming. You want to tune in next Wednesday to the conference, and then you will see and hear it yourselves. You will have your tickets to the first row. Don't forget to bring your own popcorn. I'm not giving any popcorn. That's it from me. Thank you for joining. It was great. I really enjoyed this video, this show. I had massive audience. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you everyone for joining. This was great. We've got figure. It's selling off slightly. We are at 31.95. I can't show you the chart. I've got some technical issues here, but the chart, the price is 31.95. So hopefully I helped. And Vertical Aerospace 507 pushing up. So that's it from me. Thank you again for joining me. Here, when you are watching this, here is the Vertical Aerospace interview, the very interview. Definitely tune into that because it's full of interesting updates, fun facts, and information about not only Vertical Aerospace, but the whole eVTOL market and the whole eVTOL concept. Here is another video related to investing. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves and each other.